What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the SoCal Dram Tram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today, before we get into this review, we just want to share a little tidbit about this channel, folks. So we've been kind of making a plea that, hey, 74% of our views on this channel come from people that are not subscribed. You know how much headway we've made on that?
How much head have we got?
Well, now we have 83% of y'all who are watching the channel don't subscribe.
Hey, that's something my people will call no mames.
I don't get it. Somehow, we miss a video for 2 weeks, we gain 10 subs.
Yeah.
It's really funny to me. All of this is just to say that YouTube algorithms are hard. But do us a favor, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. It's free. You don't get anything out of it except a new video every Wednesday, so why not? It's free. Take it. It's right there. But if you're a returning viewer, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. Nonetheless, everybody hit that little bell. That way you know whenever we drop a brand new video. I know so many clicks we're asking you to do today. Nonetheless, Caesar, what do we got on the bar today? Because this is unfamiliar to me.
Today we got something on the bar that reminds me of me. It's very High West Whiskey. Some American Prairie. So guys, welcome back to our bar. Today we have this High West whiskey. High West whiskey. It's hard.
Or
to
High West whiskey.
It's hard to say when you have a lisp like me. I can't really say S without it sounding like a tire's going flat.
You're like the American dream, Dusty Rhodes. Look magnificent. We drink so much whiskey here at the SoCal Dram Tram.
I'd flip you off if I knew how to blur my fingers in editing.
You just put a little thing in there.
Anyways, guys, let's get into this. This High West whiskey, American Prairie, is non-chill filtered and 92 proof. It's aged 2 years and is a mix of straight bourbons ranging from 3 to 13 years old. American Prairie bourbon is named after the American Prairie Reserve, which is a group working to create the largest wildlife reserve in the lower 48 states, meaning not Alaska. Because
Hawaii.
Yeah. Because everyone knows Alaska is big old state of just wildlife.
She's so high.
And that wildlife reserve is actually based out of North Montana. This whiskey here has a silver medal of the High Rye Bourbon category from the Whiskeys of the World competition in 2015. That's enough riffing about it. But to me, I've had a couple High West whiskeys before. I think Riskies. That's just
gonna be a thing. High West whiskeys. That's gonna be in the title. Bury this video because we misspelled whiskey.
I've had this being the third. I've had 2 other ones before this of High West whiskey, and each of them just blew my socks off. I couldn't distinguish which one was better because of how good they were. And it blows my mind because when I had it, it was actually with Whiskey Neanderthal and Wheelchair Whiskey. Thank you, Kimmy.
Shout out to the fan.
Actually, thanks to Kimmy. She's the one that actually got us the drink, so thank you very much, Kimmy. But it blew my mind, and it blew my mind for them to tell me, oh yeah, all those high whiskey or high West are actually ryes. And I was like, no way. He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, I freaking hate ryes, but why are both of these so freaking amazing? I guess High West just has, to me, they're a standard, man. They tend to make it really well. So when I saw this High West at Target for 30 freaking bucks, I even texted Matt. I was like, "Hey, they got a High West." So I was just, I was all about it. I was like, "Man, they have not missed their shot yet with me. I will blindly pull the trigger on that just because of, how I felt with the prior one." So I was like, "Hey, I was excited to try it." So let's get into it. What do you think about it, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, my experience with High West, other than just always hearing about it, is I have a bottle of the High West Campfire on the bar, and it's one that I keep meaning to review, but it just keeps getting, more and more from the bottle, and it just doesn't look good on camera. But I love that bottle. We'll get into that one eventually, because the reason why I grabbed that, for all the whiskey nerds out there that actually know about that bottle, it's a mix of straight rye, straight bourbon, and an Islay smoky scotch. So it's just like, what is this abomination in this bottle? I have to know. And I just really dug it. And so I'm excited to try this one. You did text me when you were at Target asking if I wanted the bottle. I declined. And then I texted you the next day.
Rebuttal.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah, rebuttal.
Like, I found it for $4 cheaper. Do you want it? He's like, I already bought it.
Actually, I was like, I want the one next to it. And he was like, well, I already left the store.
100%. I try to get in and out of Trader Joe's as fast as damn possible, especially on a Saturday. But I'm expecting good things. I've never heard bad things about High West, so I'm just expecting more good stuff. And I know you talk a big game on it. Shout out to the fam, Wheelchair Whiskey, Kim, and Whiskey Neanderthal, John. We love you guys. One day I'm gonna get out to drink with you guys. I've just been incredibly busy, so I apologize. But let's get into it. What are you getting on the nose? It's changing for me just from when we recorded a few minutes ago to
Definitely.
just sniffing 100%. It now. And I have not sipped it at all yet.
100%, 100. And that goes with saying that I'm almost halfway through the bottle. Like I rushed through this bottle because the first drams I had, it wasn't really too pleasant. So I rushed through the bottle, keep drinking it, so that way hopefully it opens up a little bit more as we get through it. So that's what we'll experience today, hopefully. But a little side note, I don't know if they made this glass, but there are like spectacle particles all around. That's
on all their bottles.
Oh, really?
I think it's a choice.
Okay, okay. they get bedazzles and crush them and then just sprinkle them Salt Bay all over.
Salt Bay goes into the glass. Real quick on the nose, like it smells like if you could bottle fall, this would be that
like
whiskey.
The season.
Like the season of fall, like kind of damp grass, kind of leaves that have just kind of fallen off, and you kind of like get just all those aromatics, a little bit of pipe tobacco in there. Like it smells like a fall whiskey. Like I could sit by a fire pit and drink this one, and it's definitely smells real nice on the palate. It's interesting. It hits with a signature profile from the other High West that I've had, and it's this like hard candy. And then immediately goes into like a dusty corn. Like the bourbon note comes really, really forward. It's really nice.
You know what's funny? Not even to pun off you, I was gonna say it's kind of like it smells like what candy corn tastes like.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
But more pleasant because it's alcohol.
Yeah.
Because candy corn is a trash candy. Don't at me.
Don't at me, mister. I got a bowl over there on the kitchen.
No. My wife has a bowl over there in the kitchen. I don't touch that trash. I am a respectable fat kid and eat only the best.
If only I could turn the camera to this side.
I'll grab it and show you. I'll put it in the next video. Stay tuned for next week.
Oh man. But yeah, that's pretty much all I get off the nose. But as far as and without any puns going, I guess it reminds you of fall as it falls into your mouth too. I guess. Doo-doo.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a little bit, like I said, it's got this dusty corn element to it. Kind of like I spent some time in the Midwest. Like I spent like a year in the Midwest. So I was in and out of a lot of different barns.
Put a straw in your mouth and
I did.
Call you.
Like, when I was in Iowa, like straight up, we stayed on farms and like they had watering holes and we would go fishing and then make the bass that night. So it was a fun little time. But it was one of those things where like it's recalling those memories for me. It's definitely bringing up like that farm, barnyard, hay, kind of like just very, very Midwestern notes for me. But again, that fall element is very present. But like I said, it's interesting with that hard candy element because every time I sip it, that first note is that hard candy. But then it's just sweet corn, some vanilla, Little bit of, caramel in there, your typical bourbon notes. There's something else in there that I'm trying to get to because it's unique to it, and I just can't quite place the flavor. What are you getting on it?
So, I'm going to start with this. The reason, like I told you guys a couple seconds ago, I was rushing this bottle, like even though it's the newest bottle in my bar and it's halfway gone, because the first couple sips, actually like up to here, it was so metallic-y, it was so much nutmeg, it was so much spice that I actually couldn't really handle it. Like I actually didn't even like it. So that's why I blew through the bottle. So I was like, hopefully it changes by the time I review it. And folks, let me tell you what, it is freaking pretty good now. I can tell you from where it is right now to where it is when I open the bottle, night and day difference. When I open the bottle, it tastes like metallic pepper, but now it's like you actually get some sweetness out of it. Not only that, but the finish is just like very subtle, where at the beginning the finish was like a high rye, like a high pepper shake, like when you tell that lady from freaking Olive Garden to stop and she kept going, and it was like, no, I don't want any more. Well, for the Parmesan cheese maybe, but for the pepper, I was like, but no, hey. But now, it is sweet. Like, to be honest, I think you got it right. It's like that sweet, buttery corn.
Yeah, it's like popcorn. It's like movie theater popcorn.
Very, very good. Very, very easy to distinguish. And that finish, like I said, is very nice. Night and day difference from the beginning. So yeah. I'm very happy that I blew through this bottle. And I was like, let's freaking go halfway through it, and then and then do it. So I'm actually happy at this point. Like now, this is like. To be honest, this is probably going to last me another 2 years because of how much I like it now. So I'm going to like slowly
$35. You can finish it and go buy another one.
I suppose.
For me, like, I mean, yeah, you're spot on. Like, it's sweet. Excuse me. I could see there having been a metallic note because there's definitely something in there that's giving me kind of a sharpness to it. Not like super ethanol-y or anything, but there is a certain level of sharpness to it. It's a little bit like high notes, if you will, for High West. But yeah, it's really solid. It's what you said, 92 proof, so 46%. Yeah, 46%. Yeah. So I mean, so far so good. Yeah. Like I mean, to High West is 2 for 2 with me, so I'm excited to see what the water does with this one because I'm always worried about those lower ABVs to see kind of what they do. Yeah. But some of them hold it. Some of them, I mean, we think of that Glacier whiskey, right, where it's 58%. We drop a couple of drops of water. It's like, is there anything in this glass? It's like water now.
That would have easily turned into one of those game day whiskeys where you're just like, all right, guys, put a little bit of water in there. Now let's down this before the football game.
I don't know if it's a game day whiskey. I really don't.
I was going to say at $30, but we recently found out that's $40 in some places.
Side note for the long-term viewers, for the hashtag LTST, long-term storytelling.
LTST community.
Basically, that bottle is $40 damn. $40 damn.
Oh, man.
It's maybe worth 20. Maybe. And so, yeah, my review on that one would go way down. Anyway, back to High West. Did you put water on it yet or no?
Yeah. Yeah, straight. I'll go with straight because with water reminds me more of what it tasted like when it was fresh out the bottle. Like fresh out the top.
Oh, wait, don't do that no more.
Yeah, that finish with the water is not desirable for me, at least. For me.
Yeah, with the water, it turns into more of like that. The things that gave it character neat and complemented it pulls them forward, and it doesn't really. It's not something that you would favor. What I mean by that is like the damp grass note, the kind of that fresh cut grass, but like just over watered where it kind of smells moldy and mildewy. Like there's a certain sour aftertaste to it that I'm getting that I'm not so much into. So definitely without water on this one for me. You said it's $35 roughly?
$30.
$30?
Yeah.
$30 is a pretty damn good price.
It is a good price.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is where we would riff, but I'm not. No child filter, no color added.
Although you can read it. I'm going to go into my review.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a second to figure this out.
So here's a couple things to say. If we did this review at the start of the bottle, I would have probably given this like a 1 or a 1.5, like straight up. That's how bad it was. And now where it's at, it's actually good. But this is what I'm gonna say. If I'm judging it on the flavor alone, it's probably gonna be like a 3. But if I'm judging it on flavor with price, I'll give it a 3.5. So I think I'm gonna finish with that. I'll give it a 3.5. But I'm gonna also end it on this note. I think we should start our own company where we sell bottles that are half empty, so that way you cut to the chase and right away it's freaking amazing. Yeah, we'll knock the price down a little bit, but hey, right away everyone gets that good flavor right away. Don't at me. All right, so go.
I was trying to come up with a witty punning name, but I got nothing. SoCal Dram Tram half off. I don't know. Okay, so $30. 46%. I can't see anything on the bottle saying that it is sourced or that it is not sourced. So I would venture to say it's sourced at that point, because I would imagine if you took your grain to glass, you put it in there.
Well,
Plus,
so
it does say a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys bottled by, not distilled. So I don't know.
Some is MG. I know that some bottles are MGP and some bottles are somewhere else.
Yeah, because Campfire I know is sourced, and so I'm gonna say it's sourced. I'm not gonna ding it for that, but I am gonna say it's probably sourced. Somebody in the comments will confirm it or not confirm it. I think the neat pour is actually really nice. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. 2.5, and I'll tell you why. I would much rather drink Campfire over this one. It's not saying this is bad, and I know that they have a lot more in their core range that they offer that I'm still very curious to try. Like, this isn't like a, oh, well, I'm never going to pick up another High West product. Like, there's still 2 for 2 in my book, but this one gets a little bit of an asterisk just because of the way the water does kind of something to it that I don't like. But the neat pour, really enjoy it. Would stick with this with a campfire, not just the bourbon, but an actual campfire with flames and stuff, s'mores, and thoroughly enjoy my time with it, without a doubt. Would happily buy a bottle, so it's a 2.5 from me. So you gave it a what?
I gave it a 3.5.
3.5 from Caesar.
But I will also throw in that for sure the other 2 High Wests that I had with Kimmy and John were for sure better than this. Like, if I was drinking those on the spot, I'd probably rate them 4.5 because of how good they were. But this is not the best High West whiskey, but it's definitely not the worst whiskey I've ever had. It's really good, far above many other things I've had. So I mean, unfortunately I had to go halfway through the bottle to finally get those notes out, because like I said at the beginning, it's not really worth it, but halfway through it you'll definitely enjoy it, so it's worth it.
So at $15 this would be a 5.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, folks, 3.5 from Caesar, 2.5 from me. Let us know down in the comments, what is your favorite High West bottle? We would love to hear it so we can pick it up, give it a shot. Nonetheless, folks, guess what? We are rolling into our 100th review here in a couple of weeks, so we love you guys. We appreciate you sticking around. Don't forget, if you're new, subscribe. We appreciate it. It helps us out. It's free. Do all the things. Check us out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Until next time, Caesar, you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, not unless if you guys like to get high in the West and you're in California, hit me up.
There's a Tupac riff in there somewhere. Stay safe and drink well. All aboard. Catch you next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe. See, this is for when Caesar puts it in the B-roll. This is my wife's garbage candy. Love you, baby.